Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else in between, to the inaugural race of the Galactic Podracing Tournament 2023. I'm Balmus, and with me here is Yam.
Hello, everybody. Welcome, and I'm very excited for this match. Today we're going to have Ronnie PystalCrepsi facing off against DigitalUnity in the losers quarterfinal match.
These racers are both very tightly matched. Ronnie PystalCrepsi is the favorite to win right here, seated second out of this bracket, where DU seated seventh. But that doesn't mean that... So Ronnie is the favorite, but it's by no means a sure thing. These races are very close together.
Indeed. I think the match is going to be closer than the bracket lets on, or the seeding lets on. I think both folks are pretty evenly matched here. Yeah, they were going to be starting off on Zugga Challenge, which... there was some surprise that DU allowed Ronnie PystalCrepsi to have this track because she's quite good on it. But DU, as he was demonstrating in warm-ups here, is no slouch himself. So I'm hoping to see a close race here.
In fact, we just saw that DigitalUnity posted a PB during practice. So I hope you can do that again during the actual race.
Yeah, gosh, that would be hype if we saw some dual PBs. Ronnie has better full-track PBs on most tracks, but there are a fair number that DU also is, has a better time recorded than Ronnie does. So I really think there's a lot of viable picks for DU that could go his way. And Zugga Challenge was not one that I thought would be one of those, but yeah, I mean, we'll see how it plays out here.
All right, countdown has been given. We should see. I think we're starting the actual start now. Almost a perfect sync there. How about that?
Indeed. Love to see it. You can scratch that off your bingo card. I think it counts. Ooh, you can definitely see some nerves at play already. Just a little bit sketchy out of the gate from both players, honestly. But no crashes, so they're doing okay. My chat pulled up here.
Oop, Ronnie taking a little bump in marketplace, causing a little bit of speed.
Oh, and looks like DU's
stream is frozen, I believe, unless that's a sync. We don't need the sync though.
Yeah, we shouldn't be needing a sync. Hopefully it just comes back momentito. There we go. Perfect. You didn't see anything.
And already DigitalUnity is pulling a little bit of ahead. Those tighter lines. Ooh, here we go into Dozer.
Yep. The scourge of this track of Zugga Challenge is the bulldozer that both players just passed under. On lap one, it doesn't look so threatening, but the timings for how to avoid it become a little more tight, a little more hazardous on laps 2 and 3. So that's definitely going to be the main sort of point of contention, I think, on this track, is whether both players can successfully time the dozer.
I saw Digital posting a new lap record, 127.66, but Ronnie's still ahead by 0.06 of a second there.
Indeed. And I neglected to see if players, if either Ronnie or DU waited out the intro cutscene, which makes timing the dozer a bit easier, but it also depends on your overall pace, because if you're a little bit slower, then that cutscene skip has a different, impact on where the dozer is lap 3. So we'll just have to see.
Ooh! Oh no!
Oh gosh!
You're taking a bump against the corner there. I was about to say that both players are taking it very wide, very safe, but that crash there might decide the race.
Yep, very well could. And I missed exactly. I didn't see exactly how he died there. It sounded like he just clipped an edge coming out of the tube there.
Trying to take that corner very close in order to get that tight line around the inside, and he just clipped the edge of the wall.
Nice. And Ronnie successfully navigating the dozer lap 2, just electing
that's
to...
the nice dodge from DU there.
Yeah, wow, that was cool. And yeah, Ronnie just flying over it meanwhile.
127.97 from Ronnie, 132. Oh no, a second crash.
Oh gosh. Oh, you hate to see it. DU must be very much tilted at this point now. You don't want to see two crashes like that on the part of the course that's less dangerous where you wouldn't expect to crash.
So this is very much Ronnie's race to lose at this point. She would have to crash twice in the one lap for DU to have any chance of coming back.
Yep, without crashes, both players were on very similar pace, and DU was, of course, inching ahead slowly, but with those two crashes, it's going to be pretty hard to come back.
You hate to see it.
Yeah, pretty much the only hazard that Ronnie has left is the dozer, of course, but she is looking pretty strong here. Well, cutting it a little close there,
but did not crash. And here's that dozer.
Oh
it
my
does
gosh.
Not,
oh wow.
What just
oh my
happened
God.
there?
Oh, that was insane. Ronnie successfully avoided the dozer only to die immediately to the downhill. Unfortunately, it won't matter. She will take the race regardless with a 4:29, which is quite a strong time. It's a good one.
Indeed, especially with a crash.
Indeed, yeah. Gosh, that is definitely a way to die, but having that happen right after successfully avoiding the dozer is both tragic and hilarious.
All right. So the players agreed on that first match. Now what's going to happen is that both players will take turn permabanning two tracks that we will not be racing on during this match. For Ronnie, I expect her to ban Scrapper's Run because I know that DigitalUnity is very good at that track. He's got a pretty good PB on that. So if I were in her spot, I would ban that. Yep,
DU has a strong time on Scrapper's Run. It's one of his best tracks, definitely. I could also expect to see Bunta Training Course get taken out. DU's pretty decent there.
That's true.
Sunken City is another one of his favorites that I think he has a better time on.
All right. DigitalUnity, we're getting some bans coming in. DigitalUnity bans Vengeance. Ronnie bans Scrapper's Run, as expected. What's that third perma ban?
Yeah, that makes sense. Nobody wants to race on Vengeance, I feel like. But Ronnie does. So
Doug Derby from DU. Goofrush says Ronnie is also good on Bunta Training Course. So fourth perma ban is Abyss, which makes sense. Abyss is both not enjoyable as a full track, but also it's a very easy race to lose if you're doing skips.
Yeah, Abyss is one that an underdog will generally want to race on. It's one where you're prone to crashing, and it's a real equalizer. If you have a player that's perhaps less favored on paper, they will want to pick that. So it makes sense to see Ronnie taking that out here. And in fact, DU does have a better full track Abyss time than Ronnie. So there's a temp ban of a racer, then a temp ban of a track, and then the loser will pick the track. There's a couple rule changes from last year. Last year we had the skips force, which included some hilarious skips like AI skips and MFG skips. We had fast laps.
MFG being
forces.
max fall glitch. Yeah.
Indeed. And then we had no upgrade skips. This year, fast lap and no upgrades forces are gone. The forces that we have this year will be skips, as well as extra pod bans. So the loser of a track, when they pick the track, they can also choose to force the skips version of the track, which involves taking sometimes exotic shortcuts on the tracks to get, to save a healthy chunk of time. Or you can ban extra pods and really sort of limit your opponent's ability to pick what they want to, and you can create some interesting scenarios that way.
So in this case, we have the results back from the players. DigitalUnity banned Mars Guo. Ronnie banned the tracks of Bulba's Legacy. And DU sent us to Bumpy's Breakers.
Yep, it's going to be full track Bumpy's Breakers. So we'll see a bend mirror for sure. And I don't know, I'm trying to think what I think of this pick. I wouldn't say it's ideal for DU. I think Ronnie has a better time on Bumpy's Breakers than DU does.
Looks like we see a 244.7 on her screen there. I didn't quite catch what DU's was, as he just menu passed it too fast.
Yeah, that would be a skips time as well, so it's not going to be totally representative. But that
True.
doesn't mean that Ronnie likes the track. She's done it a bunch.
Bumpy's is an incredibly fun track. You got a good mix of straightaways and chicanes. You can really lets you put Ben through his paces.
Yeah, this is one of the greatest tracks in the game. It's large, it's long, it has a bunch of different types of terrain. I think it's among the favorites of almost every top runner of the game in terms of the full track. It's a lot of fun. The skips version is great too. It's a really cool track. Excited to see it. And it looks like in terms of times, Ronnie has a submitted or at least recorded 4:37, and DU has a 4:48. So yeah, this is on paper. Ronnie PystalCrepsi definitely has the advantage here. So we'll have to see if DU's been in the kitchen cooking up some great bumpy strats here.
I will note there are a lot of places you can die on this track, so it's not a sure thing either way.
No,
it's a long track with hairpins and chicanes and shortcuts. Many places this track could turn.
Yeah, it's fraught with danger. That hairpin that DU just negotiated, that's a big killer, as well as the shortcut in the city section. Yep, countdown's coming through here, so we should see these players start for real any moment now. All right, I think we are now underway.
Yep, about a 2-second sync difference from DU to Ronnie right now, looks like.
Yep, both players looking decent out of the gate. Yeah, the big determinants of this part are this track rather are definitely the city section with the shortcut and the hairpin we were talking about. But this bowl section coming up has its own dangers. That this turn that you see DU just do great there.
He's very aggressive on, yeah.
Yeah, that's it looks to me like DU has in fact been practicing this track, because he is looking quite strong through some of the more difficult sections so far.
Taking the lines very nice and tight through the gates with no difficulty.
Yep, looking very smooth through that shortcut too, and Ronnie not looking quite as smooth. She did negotiate it without crashing, but DU's looking really strong here so far. I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'm gonna put in a little sync action here.
$1:30.67 for DU first lap versus 1:32 for for Ronnie, yeah.
Yeah, I can't decide whether to call her PystalCrepsi or Ronnie, but whatever happens, happens.
I'm just gonna settle on Ronnie, okay?
That works. I synced the wrong one, but it'll come back in a second here. A little bonk from DU there. He did lose a bit of speed. That does hurt him a little bit. Oh, he didn't lose that much speed, actually. It's okay.
Oh, doesn't hurt him as much as it could be, since Ronnie bonked too.
Oh my gosh, DU looked super sketchy through that turn. I think he almost exploded it. Ooh, and almost exploded again there, clipping the wall like that. It's just super dangerous, but he comes through unscathed so far.
And I see both our racers are racing with an AI companion, which lets them force that door to be in a better position for the lines. Clean through that shortcut for DU. Ooh, and Ronnie crashes. Oh no.
Wow. Oh gosh. And she got the most awful respawn possible. She negotiated that really well, actually, getting back into the shortcut. It's very easy to lose a lot of time there if you get that bad respawn and you're forced to go the long way around. But so definitely not. That's a very bad death for Ronnie.
Yeah, DU was already around 2 seconds ahead, and with that death, I think he might need to die maybe twice for Ronnie to come back.
Yep. DU is looking great. This pick is really panning out for him, which I did not expect, but here we are.
Like I said, these two racers are very evenly matched. Anything could happen.
Definitely. Yeah, Ronnie's got to be kicking herself after that. That's like the worst possible spot on the track to die. And DU he has so far looked incredibly smooth through the shortcut, which is not easy to do. Even very top. Oh gosh. Oh man.
Oh no, there's that crash and the 2 seconds probably.
That is an odd one. That can definitely happen. He's probably lost about 4, maybe 5 seconds there. He's still ahead, but that was not good. Yeah,
it looks like. Good.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that bull section, it does have collision, except for that little hole with the waterfall, which DU managed to thread the needle and go straight in. Just as he threads the needle again on the shortcut, avoids death and comes through clean.
Takes a bonk, but avoids death. Yeah.
And I didn't even see. Did Ronnie take the long way around there?
I did not, but she was looking very uneven, kind of wobbly through there.
Yeah. So DU, despite the death, this is looking like it's going to be a dub.
Oh, he's taking that wall so close. DU, you're making me nervous. 439.5. That's nice. 503.
That's a good time. Congrats to DU. Yeah, I'm glad that pick worked out for him, because that was a track where Ronnie was definitely favored on paper, but we've got a match on our hands.
Score is tied 1-1. So now again, Ronnie, as the loser of this race, will ban a racer, DU will ban a track, and Ronnie will pick a track.
Yeah, and in terms of strategy, overall for these matches, I personally think that it's better to use your forces early on when everything is still on the table. We didn't see DU do that, obviously, but maybe we'll see Ronnie deploy a force point here and pick something crazy.
That's true. As a local skips expert, you would know about that. You want to make sure that you can use your skip on the track before that track gets taken out.
So it looks like we have Ronnie temp banning Fudsang. That would be a what we call a throwaway ban. She's not trying to ban Ben, which means that we'll probably see a Ben track, but you never know.
Although I will note, Fudsang is DU's favorite racer, so it's a nice psych out, throwaway.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a poke. Ronnie commenting that Fudsang is a criminal, which is true. So good to have him out of the pool.
DU banning Executioner. And where will Ronnie send us, and will she use any force points?
And it looks like we will be going to Gauntlet. Gauntlet full track, no skip or no forces deployed.
So again, we'll be seeing a Ben mirror. I will admit, I love Gauntlet. It's one of my favorite tracks in the game, just because you have a nice mix of straightaways and nice mix of chicanes. It's a fun track.
Yeah, it's one of the coolest looking tracks in the game. It's like it's on the Uvu planet, and it's got big wide open areas, really cool tubes, and a lot of stuff going on. In terms of full track, it's one of the less technical full tracks. There's some tricky areas, but it's definitely not a track with a lot of difficulty on paper.
It has a lot of straightaways and nice swooping turns.
Yeah, and there are tubes, the asteroid tubes, the grav tubes, which if you are not well practiced on them, they'll kill you. So that's sort of a you have to be good at those to pick Gauntlet and race on Gauntlet.
Wow, DU taking some nice, clean, and very close lines on this.
Yep, both players just warming up here. Wow, interesting lines there from DU. I don't usually see that strategy.
Yeah,
and
that's definitely not the meta.
Yeah, and his heat there is not the greatest. I don't know if he actually. Yeah, he's gonna have to slow down here. So DU out of the gate actually looking a bit rocky here, but
a little bit shaky, yeah.
But we'll see. So yeah, both
Ronnie says no skips. We're being boring tonight.
Yep, very so boring. Oh my gosh. No, I'm very hyped for this race. It looks like we're gonna have a good back and forth here, which is what we all want.
I've got the biggest grin on my face right now. I'm so excited to see this race.
Looks like we got 30 seconds to go.
Yeah. Just looking at the practice times, I think the advantage is definitely with Ronnie there. Between going that straighter line on that skip, she's almost 3 seconds ahead of DU just in practice.
Indeed.
We have a countdown in around 5 seconds, so we should be seeing the reset anytime. Oops, and a crash during practice for DU.
Yeah, and as Goose says in chat, Ronnie does have a 5-second advantage here on paper. And it looks like DU hasn't, prepared this track in particular at the very least. So I expect to see this go Ronnie's way, but anything could happen, as we know.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and this will be the true start here. Here we go. All right, and we're off. And yeah, DU taking this very odd line there. Oh gosh, but Ronnie having trouble getting that ideal boost hold down. So we did see, oh gosh, and DU's heat is just all over the place. Wow, both players looking a little shaky, but with this massive heat disadvantage from DU, Ronnie's going to easily take the lead through that section.
Mm-hmm.
That long path over the dirt is slow terrain, so you can't reboost on it if you lose a boost, but it is the best line, so your objective is to go over it. So you have to come into it with low heat so that you can boost all the way through it. And we saw DU have way too high heat going in; he couldn't sustain it, and that's going to put him. Looks like not as far behind as I thought, but maybe about a second here.
Is it time to talk about heat? Do we want to mark that bingo card?
Yeah, we could check it off. Gauntlet's it's a relatively slow-paced track. There's a lot of long straights and beautiful scenery to look at while you talk about traction and heat and stuff.
So heat in this game is a measure of how much boost power you have. You can see that each player, as they boost, there's a blue line that goes up on that little dial on the left-hand side. Ooh, no, a crash!
Oh, God. Yeah, sorry, I got to interrupt you. As both players die in the tube there, I think maybe to the same asteroid, this is going to be basically, they're going to break even here. Ronnie's still a little bit ahead, but not by too much. It's like about a second and a half, or closer to 2 seconds, but yeah. But yeah, heat, you want to use all of it over the course of the track. You don't want to underheat. You want to boost as much as possible. But where you deploy the boosts and where you use the heat is the important thing on each track.
Mm-hmm. Heat is a resource to be used. You always want to use as much of it as you possibly can. That means you're going to get as much speed as you possibly can. And if there's ever a time where it cools down all the way, that is to say, if you don't boost in too long a time, you're essentially losing speed because that represents time that you could have been boosting that you're not, which is called underheating.
Indeed. And this lap, DU negotiated that slow terrain section better, not perfectly, but better. He was able to boost through a lot more of it, so looking a little better lap too. But Ronnie's still maintaining a decent lead here.
Mm-hmm. Both players look like they're about even in terms of heat. Ronnie taking it very safe through that corner.
Oh gosh, DU exploding tragically through that curve. That is a tricky section. Those those curves are a little bit deceiving in terms of how far they go. But that's a tough death. That's going to cost him about 3 seconds there. And Ronnie negotiating the asteroids better this time, playing it safe. She is underheating some through that section, but that is preferable to dying.
Mm-hmm. Especially, just like that for DU. Oh no!
Yeah, gosh, not going DU's way here. Yeah, that's rough.
Remind me, I'm not entirely sure. In this track, are the asteroids in a position where an AI companion can smash them for you?
I believe an AI racer can smash a couple of them, but I think the most hazardous ones are still left. And someone in the chat can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's the case. Ronnie underheating a little bit there, or having to stay on the slow train a bit there, but looks like she's all right.
Mm-hmm. Took that turn very wide on this lap.
And DU's looking good this time in terms of heat on that section. But that's not going to be enough to make the difference. We're going to have to see Ronnie crash a couple times here to give DU a shot.
Mm-hmm. Ronnie a full section ahead of DU. Almost 2 sections now. And on lap 3, might crash in the tunnel, might crash here, but she's running out of places she can crash on.
Yep, looks like Ronnie has this one in the bag pretty much. Even if she explodes here, it won't be the biggest deal.
All right, time to bring it home, Ronnie. What do we get? 5:10, 2:59. Nice.
Not bad. That is a very solid time for tournament for Gauntlet.
Was that 2 deaths or 3 deaths for her?
I think it was 2. I don't think it was 3.
Sounds about right.
Or actually, no, I think she only died once. Yeah, just that one tube death, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, DU come in with a 532, suffering 5 deaths. Not ideal.
Ow. Oh, that hurts. Ronnie adding, I don't care what universe you're from. That's gotta hurt.
Yeah, that even hurts Fudsang, I think.
2-1. Score goes to Ronnie.
All right, and the next ban phase is underway. DU's banning Ben, which to me signals that he might be taking us somewhere a little more unusual. It could be a skips force, could be just an off meta force, but I'd like to see the Ben ban here. That's good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Interesting to see where we're gonna go. Potentially, he could just be saying, I want to play a track with, Bowls, or with Mars, or with Aldar. Aldar race could be fun. I like Aldar.
Definitely. Beto has his uses, and really, you don't even have to force skips. Even just by banning Ben, you can take your opponent somewhere where they aren't experienced and easily get a leg up without using any force points if you know what you're doing. Ronnie temp banning AQC, Aquilaris, which is an interesting response to a Ben ban.
Indeed, yeah. In fact, I think Ronnie has the advantage on AQC. She scored better than Digital did on the qualifiers, I believe.
Yep. Oh, and I'm getting excited here because it looks like we're going to be going back to Gauntlet, but we will be doing skips.
Salty run back on Gauntlet skips. Oh no. So right now, I'd expect both players to go for Mars, probably, because he's going to have the highest ride height. He's the easiest to use for these skips, especially with Ben gone.
Yeah, most likely Mars. It's like he's pretty much the safest pick. There's certainly faster picks, but I think Mars is likely what both players will go with here. And yeah, Gauntlet skips. It's a classic. It's maybe the most infamous skips category in Racer, at least in tournament.
I just saw DU pick Bullseye. Oh, that's
an interesting choice.
Interesting pick. Not only is he slower than Mars, but he's less consistent and he's fragile as hell.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'd say it depends on a few things here. He's definitely slower. That is the main disadvantage. I think it depends on what variant of the skip they're going for. I think that you can do it with Bullseye safely. We'll see exactly what DU tries to do here.
I think what we're seeing is that there was a Botto daily about 2 weeks back that was exactly this combination of Bullseye on Gauntlet with skips. So maybe what DU is counting on is the 4 hours he had doing that track with Bullseye to carry the race for him.
Yeah, it could be. But I mean, the thing here is if Ronnie successfully pulls this off with Mars, then no matter how well DU executes, he will just lose because Bullseye on paper is several seconds slower than Mars here.
And the fact of the matter is that even if DU has that experience with Bullseye on this, Ronnie probably has more with Mars on Gauntlet. That is, I don't understand this pick.
Yeah, I don't know what to think here. Well, I got to see DU try and do the skip because the first time he failed it. I got to see what he's got in store here. I mean, yeah, he's doing the safe variant. Like this certainly works. Oh, but he's got to get back in bounds. Okay, gosh, that was actually pretty close. But I mean, yeah, it's certainly possible to do this, but I just don't understand the appeal of doing it with Bullseye over Mars because you can see Ronnie there, the way that she's executing it. You can't fall off. It's very safe, and Mars is faster. Bullseye doesn't cling to the wall of the cliff the same way that Mars does, so it's just sketchy. Or I don't know. We'll see how this plays out. Yeah, so I think on paper, probably about a 4-second advantage goes to Mars here. That's assuming nobody crashes and everybody pulls the skip off safely, which is definitely not a given. But based on what I'm seeing in warm-ups here, I think it's going to come more down to skip execution than raw speed. And they're off. We're underway here. Let's see. Put in the sync real quick.
Looks like we need about a 5-second on DU, I think.
Oh, okay. DU pulls it off safely. So does Ronnie. She's floating above the track, but she's good. And now we'll see how they negotiate the tube. Oh, God. Ronnie exploding, DU coming out safe. So that's big for DU. He's basically, if DU doesn't crash, he's won this.
53-second lap there. Wow. Yeah, even with the 3-second death, that's still about a 3-second difference for DU. Maybe DU is onto something with Bullseye here.
Yeah, I mean, there's certainly an argument to be made that Bullseye's more maneuverable in the tube. Oh gosh, that is such a hard collision with the wall. I'm scared for DU every time he does that.
Oh, I looked at that headset. Oh, he's dead.
Yeah, sketchy, but Ronnie's okay. She's good. She's got to get back over, but she's good. Yeah, definitely an argument to be made that Bullseye is more maneuverable in the tube, easier to avoid the asteroids. Your chance of death is lower, but it looks like Ronnie was trying spinning there, which is a good trick, but not good enough as she hits that last asteroid and explodes.
Oh no, and a crash on the corner. Oh, DU has the track. DU's oddball pick has given him the track.
Yeah, it's an interesting pick. It's paying off for him, though. As well, you know, anything can still happen here. You never know. Lap 3, but I think DU does indeed have this in the bag.
Oh, did he get the height? He got the height. There we go.
Yeah, he's cutting it close there in a few different ways, but he has made it successfully all 3 laps. And, oh, he does crash in the tube.
Oh, and a crash in the tube. Oh, no.
Yeah, he should be fine here. Should be. Oh, gosh. Wow.
Oh.
He narrowly avoided the other specter that haunts Gauntlet skips, which is the soft lock that can happen when you respawn inside the asteroid. But luckily, we don't have to talk about that because DU successfully takes the track.
Crash 2 in the tube. Same spot, I think.
Yep. So no soft locks from either player, and DU taking it by about 14 seconds. Nice job.
And we have a tie game again. 2-2, Ronnie versus DU.
Excellent. Love to see it. Really unexpected pick there, but I guess, you know, the more I think about it, the more it makes sense for 2 players at this level. Like you can execute the skip, right, if you do the safe strat, and then your main objective is just not dying in the tube, and that's what DU for the most part did. All right, I'm trying to think what I would do if I was in Ronnie's situation here. I think she still has a lot of great picks. Like, honestly, most tracks that aren't like Scrappers, or Scrappers is permaband, excuse me. Like any track that isn't SMR or Executioner, I think that she has a paper advantage on. So
I
We see.
don't know. It's like DigitalUnity has been doing Botto daily every day for about 3 months now. He's got a great pool of tracks that he knows how to do. It's like he's got the versatility. It's just like, what will Ronnie take us to?
Yeah, and so just to get everyone back up to speed, Ronnie temp banned Mars, DU temp banned Executioner, which was my suggested pick, and Ronnie has picked Inferno. So we're doing a full track Inferno here.
DU is not happy about that. Oh no.
Yeah, this is just another, it's another track where I think, I mean, Ronnie just has a better submitted time, and I doesn't sound like D's been practicing it. So yeah, I expect Ronnie to do okay here. In terms of their submitted or recorded times, Ronnie has a 2:29 on Inferno, and DU has a 2:35. So really, that's honestly not a huge disparity for tournament. It's like it's still going to come down to who dies, or it very well could come down to who dies. It's not a giant disparity by any means.
DU going with Bullseye again, though. In theory, Ben is the fastest here, but being the fastest with Ben requires a lot of practice and a lot of precision. It's a very difficult thing to pull off. You're trying to put a dragster into a series of really intense chicanes.
Yeah, Ben's not easy to deal with here. I did not know. I assume that DU's submitted time is with Bullseye then, but I'm not positive on that. But yeah, Ronnie's definitely it's a much higher sort of difficulty curve learning Ben on this track than Bullseye. Bullseye can negotiate these turns way more easily, but Ben, if you if you don't crash and you can use your heat, he is significantly faster. So far in warm-ups, though, I gotta say, it's looking like a little bit closer than I would think. DU's not looking too bad, and Ryan's looking a little shaky in warm-ups, but we'll see.
Both players underheating by quite a bit here.
Yeah, it's ironic. On Inferno, the hottest, most lava-filled track, you will underheat. It's impossible for even the highest level players to use all their heat by the end of the track.
52-52 on DU.
It's a nightmare scenario that we just saw from DU in warm-ups. If you get trapped in that little lava chasm, you're pretty screwed.
Not only does the lava force your engines to heat up, which again costs you heat and costs you that boost, but it's also slow terrain if you're actually on it.
Yeah, lava bad.
All right, both players getting in. Oh, no, second.
All right, and we're off here. Oh, nice. Thanks for syncing.
Yep.
All right, yep, Ronnie looking fairly clean so far. Not perfect lines, but, looking pretty solid.
Ooh. DU being very aggressive with that boost. That makes me nervous. You have to be aggressive with the boost in this one. It's like you can't take this track safely, but...
Oh, wow. And so Ronnie tried to avoid the shortcut, but she actually went a little bit too tight on the line and caught the edge of it and crashed there. Well, DU opted to take the shortcut, which he did not do in warm-ups. And it ends up, helping him out here. He's got a 52.7. He's a full 4 seconds ahead of Ronnie here.
Wow. Ooh. That's an unusual place to crash, though.
Oh my gosh, yes. I wasn't even watching his screen because I assumed he would be fine. I assume he clipped the edge of an arch. The collision of those extends a little bit beyond their visible model, so you can clip it if you aren't careful there. That's something that you learn is there if you do Inferno runs often. Like it's something that you come to know about the track, but do you just not having practiced that much, I guess. Oh gosh.
Tries ping-pongs off the wall into the rock. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, he tries to come up again, taking the shortcut there, which helped him so much in lap 1, but he explodes there, and Ronnie takes the lead here. Wow. Yeah, in these long straights, Ben just gains so much time. over Bullseye.
DU is on fire. DU is not on fire, thanks to Bullseye's very fast repair. Although in this case, repair set doesn't actually help fire, so it's on fire again, right when you don't want to be on fire.
Yeah, this isn't okay. Ronnie has to die here. Oh gosh, and DU.
Yep.
Going down in flames.
Oh,
wow. Okay. I think Ronnie still has this, but
yeah. Both players crash, so it kind of cancels out. In this case, the crash does favor Bullseye more, but it's not going to be enough to matter.
Yep, as Ronnie will take this by a pretty significant margin there. Yeah, he was looking great after lap 1, and just a couple costly errors just got him there. All right, and Ronnie will take the lead here, 3-2. Very back and forth match. This has been amazing so far. I cannot wait to see what DU wants to take us next.
Yeah, if DU wants to take the match, he needs to take at least 2 tracks in a row for this to work.
Yeah, it is worth noting too that Ronnie still has all her force points, and DU is down 1, so that could come into play. I don't even know if it's possible for Ronnie to use well, she could use multiple on one track, but if it goes back and forth like this, she'll win before she uses all her force points. DU temp banning Bullseye, which indicates he might want to take us to a Bullseye track like FMR or GVG. Ronnie banning
Spice Mine Run. Kind of a throwaway, feels like.
That is one of the tracks that I have down where DU does have a technically faster submitted time than Ronnie. So Ronnie, perhaps recognizing that, takes that out. But it looks like DU's got his mouse over Gravine Gateway right now. He has not picked it yet. And wow, let's see. Here,
Gravine Gateway with Bullseye banned.
Yeah.
And DU also banning Mahonic and Mars, which are probably the next best picks. Which means it's going to be Elon, right?
Yeah, I think Elon. I'll have to look at that again in a second. But yeah, DU using a force point to ban extra pods and using those bans on Mahonic and Mars.
Oh yeah, Game Draker pointing out that Neva Key is still available.
Yeah, on GVG, Neva Key is he's the racer that's equally maneuverable as Bullseye. So I would expect a Neva Key pick here from both players. Like GVG is a track where even if they weren't banned, I'm not sure you'd ever want to pick Mahonic or Mars, just because maybe FMR is a different story. FMR is a track where you can get away with a lot less turning, but on GVG you kind of, if you're not at a super high level, you got to kind of stick with Bullseye or Neva Key.
Ah, man, I wish Neva Key had better stats, because I love his racer design. He was my favorite back when I was playing the game back in like 99 or something like that, just because it was so unusual.
Yeah, he is indeed one of the coolest designs. He's the only pod that has rat cam, where you can get a sort of first-person view and see this little rat in a cockpit.
Everyone recognizes Rasturel for dying tragically in that stalagmite, but nobody recognizes Neva Key just vanished off the race to never be seen again.
Yeah, there's definitely a potential for that could be the next Star Wars movie. It could be sort of the Neva Key story. So yeah, I'm not actually sure about this pod ban force from DU. But if this is a pick that he's practiced, then that's just fine. I mean, Neva Key could work out well for him here. And yeah, so GVG is certainly the track that's probably recognized universally, or almost universally, as being the most difficult in the game. Some extremely turny sections. It can kill you everywhere. It's a super technical track, which is why it demands that you use a pod that can turn as well as Bullseye or Neva here. As we're underway here, both racers they are off, as they say. And yeah, Ronnie looking quite shaky here with Neva. DU managing to use as much heat as you would want to, pretty much. but Ronnie not so much.
Ronnie choosing the far back perspective. I'm not sure what the technical name on that is.
Yeah, I think we would just say far cam. I don't think we've ever had a better name. There's far cam and there's rat cam, and right now we're in far cam.
How much do I have to pay someone to use rat cam in tournament?
I don't know. I think that's being talked about as a force for next tournament.
Oh, really? Oh, no.
No, but I hope so.
I was joking about that. That'd be awful. Oh, DU pulling ahead in the swamp, taking some nice tighter lines there. Ron being very careful and costing her some time.
Yeah, DU's looking pretty strong. He's looking like he's practiced this.
DU is a controller player, I believe, right?
Yes, he is. And Ronnie, I'm not sure. I don't know what interface she uses.
Just looking at the way her pod racer is tapping, I'm going to say probably keyboard. Ooh, and a death.
Yep, just clipping the edge there on the funnel into the bridge. It's a pretty common area to die. Not the most common, but it'll definitely get you. DU looking a little sketchy going into that shortcut there. Breaking a whole lot, but he does make it through, and he does maintain his sizable lead here.
And honestly, breaking isn't that bad on Neve. Oh no.
Yeah, Ronnie exploding again in Cheeseland.
Yeah, Neva has incredibly good acceleration, so braking is all right, but yeah, in fact, sometimes people would want to downgrade the acceleration just to make him less of a pain to work with.
Right, I was reading that a bit. I hadn't never heard that before seeing it in the chat, but it does make sense. He has the maximum acceleration. Him and Arc Bumpy Roos are tied for the most accelerate pods.
Yeah, DU is an entire swamp ahead. He's being very clean on this race.
Yep, he is looking strong.
So it looks like we're headed for another tie game.
Yeah, I love it. DU making this close. I honestly think that the bans were totally unnecessary, but I think if Ronnie had used Mahonic or Mars, it'd be even worse for her than it is.
Oh no!
DU does take a death there coming out of the city section. His lead is pretty large, though. It's going to take more than that.
Yeah. All right, here we go into shortcut on Cheeseland, which DU is very fast on. Holy crap!
Yeah, but this one area where Neva's acceleration is good. I mean, it's good overall. It just makes it very hard to control. Yeah, we do see him. He's playing it fairly safe these swamp sections. He's doing a lot of braking, slowing down quite a bit. Ooh, not quite enough
there.
Yeah, getting burned by Bullseye's acceleration there coming out of the swamp, but nevertheless stays or maintains his lead, and it even grows here with Ronnie taking another death in the swamp section.
.433. Wow. I believe Goof said that that's on par for Neva. You know, how many deaths did DU take? Was it one or two?
I think it was 2 in the end.
1, says DU.
I believe him.
All right, now I'm excited to see what Ronnie picks, because she still has all 3 of her force points remaining, I believe.
Yep. If she has anything in her back pocket, I mean, now's the time. There's no better time. She does temp ban Fud Sang again to start off.
DU hovering on Andobi Mountain Run. He doesn't have track selections, so I don't think that's where we're going, but it'd be fun.
DU temp banning Exie again, Executioner.
Doesn't want to do the new Executioner skip. Understandable.
And Ronnie is again, not going to use any force points. It looks like she will be taking us to Prime Centrum. Full track upgrades. So again, yeah, no forces. Expect to see a bend mirror. And this is a track where she's got a better time, and she could certainly just win it on her full track merits alone. So we'll see.
Prime Centrum. I do enjoy that track. It's one of the game's only true city tracks. It's not easy, kind of a medium difficulty. It's got one really difficult spot, and the rest is just straightaways and nice smooth curves.
Yeah, it's a pleasant track to race on. It's a lot of fun. I'd say medium to medium low difficulty in terms of the spectrum difficulty with this game. But there's certainly some tricky areas. There's a hairpin, which is notorious for killing you. There's the city section can have some tricky collision. Yeah, it's not a walk in the park by any means, but it is a track where we shouldn't expect to see too many deaths. And yeah, it looks like Ronnie has a 2-second advantage here in terms of submitted times on APC, a 2:36 to DU's 2:38.
Yep.
Which is significant, but honestly, it's not. It's not terribly significant. I mean, just right there, it's within a crash. So if in theory they both race to their submitted time potentials, and Ronnie happens to crash once, then that's DU's to win.
Yeah, just looking at them in practice, they're within 0.2 of a second of each other.
But man, overall, I'm very stoked to be commentating this nice close match. Like, it looks like we could easily go to a game 9 here. This has been really awesome to see so far. It's great to have a close match, especially in these earlier rounds. The format of the tournament got shaken up just a little bit, separating it into 2 different brackets, which I think so far we can say has been a great result in terms of the competitiveness of the races here.
Agreed. I would much rather have a race where it's close like this, where you don't know who's going to win. I know that in previous tournaments, there were occasional matches where you'd have the top speedrunner against newcomers, just like, oh, this is different, This is nice. I enjoy this.
Yeah, I mean, with seeding, some lopsided matches are inevitable, but I mean, this is the first round of this tournament, so this is awesome.
All right. So we have about a 3-second sync.
Yep, and they're off here. Oh, and DU taking a death right out of the gate. I think he clipped the icicle on the straightaway, which is just terrible. It's a terrible way to die. I don't want to say it's necessarily bad luck, but it kind of is. That's brutal for him. That is not how you want to start off a race. He's got to be in Tilt City here, is the name of the place that he's going through.
Not only do you take the 3-second crash, but you're also losing all that heat you've built up.
Yeah, you can take this left track, this left path in the very beginning that lets you use all this boost at the cost of a worse line, and by exploding, you just instantly remove all advantage there. Oh gosh.
And a second crash. Oh no, he's got to be so tilted.
Yeah, this
is terrible.
That's nerves all the way. You're just a little jittery. You take that curve a little close. It's definitely an infamous place to die. You think you're on the easiest part of the track, and you just touch the wall and explode. That's just the the nature of the game with Ben.
DU choosing to go left track during the second lap, which is technically a slower line by like a 1/10 of a second, but it's so much easier to perform.
Yeah, and Ronnie's been looking pretty clean here. Not like super incredibly tight lines. She's playing it pretty safe, but that's all she's gonna need here. As DU taking a third, that's tilt right there. That's not even nerves. That's just that's a straight up tilt. Yeah, that's brutal. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that back and see exactly how he died there on lap 1. I think he just clipped the icicle, and gosh, that's just terrible luck.
Yeah, with a 9-second lead, this is Ronnie's race to lose.
Yeah, and after this, DU's low on force points, so I don't even know, he's got to win 2 more races, but he only has 1 more force point, so.
Whereas Ronnie's sitting high on all 3 of hers. $238.61.
Yep, that is. Let's see. Does that actually beat DU's PB? It does. It does. It beats DU's PB by a 10th. Just a little bit of insult to injury there as DU comes in with a 252. Just a disaster of a race for him, unfortunately. Yeah, that was brutal. Sometimes that'll happen in race, or you'll just get a bad start out of the gate, and there's just no hope for you. You just can't recover.
Now, come on, DU. You got to pull this back. I've got True Guts running on you.
Yeah, I hope he should at least still have 1 pick in his back pocket. He's got 1 more force point. He can show us what he's had cooking. He's tip banning Ben so far.
Where are we going? Ronnie banned Spice Mine Run. Where is DU taking us? And is he using that last force point?
Yeah, I think here Spice Mine Run is a good ban. Is a smart ban from Ronnie because DU's good here, and I can certainly imagine him practicing Spice Mine with Bulls or an off metapod.
Mouse is hovering on Sunken City. Looks like DU really liking those Aquilaris tracks. And banning Bulls and Aldar.
Wow. Okay, so yeah, Sunken City full track with extra pod bans on Bulls and Aldar. So that would mean that we should see one of either Mahonic, Elon, or Mars. They're both pretty much equivalently fast here. And I think on Sunken City, they're all pretty good. So I think any of those is fine. We do have Ronnie warming up with Ben. So okay, you're on top of it, letting her know that Ben is in fact banned. So yeah, I like this pick. I mean, DU is clearly confident on Sunken City. He's got a better time than Ronnie there. And putting off meta on top of that, I mean, I would really hate to see it burn DU here, but I hope that this just adds to his advantage here. It is his last chance to use a force point, so. And yeah, DU going with Elon, that's a solid choice. Elon's quite maneuverable, which helps in the sort of the post-city sections. He has similar handling to Ben, and Ronnie is using Bulls here, which appears to be banned as well. And oh gosh, Ronnie's gonna have to scramble here as she has 30 seconds to pick a pod that's not Elon, or sorry, that's not Ben, Bulls, or Aldar Beto.
Well, countdown has been given, so we need to see that pod choice.
Yeah, she didn't say she needed more time, so I'm hoping by the time delay catches up with us, she will have picked something and we'll be on time.
All right,
here.
we're gonna see an Elon mirror.
Yep, going with Elon makes sense. He has sort of the most similar handling to the highest to the meta pods, so. And yeah, this year there is an enforced warm-up timer, so. But regardless, they're off here.
Yep.
Oh gosh.
Ooh, Ronnie taking that line very close. Oh, and a crash from DU.
Exploding as he goes into the bottom of the tube, just clipping the side there. Oh my god, and Ronnie explodes coming out of the tube.
Oh no.
Oh, man.
And you know what's fun is that neither of these people know the other has crashed. They're both probably thinking they're at a disadvantage. So they're both going to be very aggressive here.
Yeah, this is... Wow. Oh, man. Oh, gosh.
Oh,
Ronnie,
holy crap. How did Ronnie not crash there? DU taking those lines very close.
Yeah, this is crazy. I mean, it looks like they're stabilizing. Oh gosh, I was about to say they're stabilizing a little bit, but Ronnie's still looking super sketchy going in. I mean, yeah, she really didn't have any time to warm up, so oh god, that's brutal. Crashing again there.
That's an effective use of a force point right there. All right,
yeah.
Into the figure eight with DU. Nice and clean. Oh no, and a second crash from Ronnie.
Yeah, that's tough. Just not recognizing the pod bands in time. But it's working well for DU here. He's looking a little bit shaky, but he's recovered from his early death. Unlike his performance on APC, I'd say. He's clutching out the shortcut, not
Very
exploding
nice.
there. He's looking pretty good.
You know what that means, right? If things go this way, we're getting race 9 of 9.
Yeah, I don't want to call it too early, but it's looking like a race 9.
Ooh, crash number 3 from Ronnie, yeah. Ooh. Oh, she could have crashed there.
Yeah, and I'm already getting excited for the race 9 prospects because Ronnie has 3 force points. She could just unload them all and just deploy some true insanity on DU.
That's true.
Just crush his brain with some off-wall pick, but we'll have to see. It's definitely looking like DU's got like probably about 15 seconds lead here, so this is pretty much in the bag unless disaster strikes.
Unless disaster strikes 3 times, yeah.
Yeah, if not 4. I did notice
Lean
that
through the shortcut, very nice.
Yeah, looking good. I did notice that we have the ability to board the countdown if we need. So maybe in the future, if there's some difficulty like that, we can give the players another minute or so, because we definitely still want to see good racing.
Mm-hmm. And another death in the worst possible shortcut spot. Oh no.
Yeah,
oh, that's heartbreaking.
Managing to get that bad respawn 2 different times on 2 different tracks, no less, is it's not what you want to have happen in a tournament race.
.419.405 from DU.
That with a death, that's a great time. That's pretty solid. And it looks like we will be seeing race 9 here. Ronnie coming in with a 4:49.3.
Uh-oh. DU is proposing something in the race chat. He says he has a dumb idea.
Well, it's like he's trying to bargain here, but I don't think he, all the balls are in Ronnie's court. She has all the power here. We do have Ronnie tempang Fudsang.
DU is proposing that as this is the final match of the first race, Bunta Classic, Annie versus Saboba, will Ronnie say yes?
I think she would be foolish to do so, which yeah, she is. She's telling DU to ban his track, get on with it, as they'd say. No shenanigans here. DU temp banning Executioner.
Oh no. I love your idea, DU. That's why we're going to Mongaza Speedway.
Wow. No force points. MGS. Fudsang is out of the pool, so it's going to be a bin mirror. What a way to end it.
4 match point Mongaza Speedway. Don't blink, folks, or you'll miss this track.
Yeah, what a way to end it. I mean, this is I love it. I think it's a terrible idea, but I love to see it. So yeah, this is the shortest track in the game. It takes about 40 seconds. A crash will decide it, certainly. Ronnie is a little better on paper here. She's actually significantly better. DU's PB, I think, is still just it's like a 40.8. And I think Ronnie's is like 40.1 or 2 or something. So DU's gonna have to pull some magic, or Ronnie could just die, and then DU will take it. But assuming there's no crashes, I think Ronnie has this down. She certainly sounds like fairly confident, so I do like this pick from her. It's like I'm just gonna dispatch my opponent in short order, just go to MGS, and it's a weak track for DU, so it makes sense. As long as she can just clutch it out, she's got this. I think DU just PB'd in warm-ups, which is remarkable. I mean, that does bode well for him, but
yeah, if that had been the actual race, DU would have taken it.
All right, here we go. Nearly a perfect sync, and they're off. Oh gosh, we had a crazy stream jump there.
Sorry, I tried to zero it out, and it
that's
didn't
okay.
work.
DU did not crash lap 1. Looks like he was pretty clean, a 14.4. Ronnie coming in with almost at the same time. Both players looking pretty good around that first corner. Gosh, a little sketchy, not ideal heat. Coming in pretty clean toward the end of the lap. Oh gosh, DU so sketchy. Oh, but Ronnie also losing her boost in the exact same way. Oh my god, this is too close to call. I can't even bear to watch it.
Oh my gosh, I don't even know who wins this.
Oh my god, I think DU might clutch this out. I think DU might have this. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh! DU takes the match!
DU comes through with a 40.9 by 4/10. Holy crap.
What a match.
Oh my gosh. Both players lost their boost in the same way, and then DU just barely on that lap 3 managed to use just ever so slightly more heat and just took a slightly better line, and that was the deciding factor of this entire match. I don't know why we did those last 8 trucks. We could have just done that.
Wow. I don't even know what to say to that. It's like I was rooting for DigitalUnity, but still, way to go.
Yeah, that's an insane way to end it. Gosh, that was crazy. DU wins the match. Ronnie will be going down to the losers bracket. I don't know if anyone had this on their prediction. And looks like we're joined by our players. Welcome, you guys.
Hey, well done.
Hi. Oh my god, what a way to end it. That was crazy. That was insane. What were you thinking picking that, Ronnie?
My music was running out, and then I had to pick a short track.
That's the
what a
fairest
nail biter
reason
of a
to pick
match.
MGS ever. Yeah, that was a lot closer than I ever expected it to be. I thought I was going to lose hard after talking so much trash all week.
Yeah, I didn't know if I had time for death rows, so I was like, nah, I'll go for MGS.
Makes sense. I mean, I think we all thought that you still had the advantage there and you would take it, but that last race was just crazy. It was like you both lost your boosts in the same spots, but then DU just managed to barely eke out just a slight advantage there. He won.
Yeah, my lines were awful. It was really bad.
I won by like a line, a corner.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I have to quickly gloat to a few select people who bet against me. Dom, Gail, who else bet against me on the Pato? Like all of y'all. Get absolutely destroyed. Good job making a poor financial decision, idiots.
But you know what this means, right?
Oh,
Next
this means
time
that I have to face
versus-
Paige now.
Yeah. I
Wow,
mean, you
boy.
could face Knock. You could face Knock.
No faith in knock. I hate this.
Well, I mean, I could face Knock. That's absolutely true.
I want to see that DU versus Knock match. Let me see
I
that.
would rather face Knock because
Digital
facing
Unity
Knock
versus
is
knock in upper
fun.
bracket. Let's go.
I mean, if
Facing Knock is fun. Facing Paige is terrifying. I would rather face Knock.
Yeah, I don't want to face Paige in my first elimination match. That's gonna.
if you can beat Ronnie DU, then anything could happen. You know.
I mean, Probably.
But no, I'm just that was really well played on both sides. So that was a great match.
I was pretty surprised by you banning Doug Derby. The only thing I can imagine is that you went on the leaderboard and you saw my monster PB and thought I was capable of doing that regularly.
Actually, I remember in the voice call we were in the other day, you said you liked Doug Derby, so I just didn't want to do it. Even if you're trash there,
Amazing deduction,
you liked it.
I mean, I'm pretty okay at it. I could probably get like a 138 if I was going safe, but
I have never once touched Doug Derby. Which now that we've brought it up, did you know that track is based on Laguna Seca?
Yeah, we never got to go there, so I never got to throw that.
We never got to say the meme.
Yeah, we never did M100 either. That's the other one you can do that with.
The one based on Sonoma Raceway?
Indeed, but yeah, I thought Doug Derby was a pretty reasonable ban. You had an edge on DU there.
Yeah, that was a good one. I was really surprised by you picking Grabvine. That was a very good pick.
Oh yeah, I like the Nacho Gambit. Shoutouts to Nacho Prado for coming up with that one. I like it a lot, and I figured using the extra pod ban force would take away the opportunity to use like Mars or Maw, who are slightly better there if maneuvered well, basically forcing you to get on my stupid idiot level and play Niviki.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty hard to actually beat Nevo with Mars or Mahonic on GVG, but you know,
it is. His acceleration.
Yeah, but it
is
can
really
be
good.
done is the issue.
Well, in any case, it worked out for you, and that was quite a good pick.
Well, I know, but like the places I was dying or losing boost just felt so dumb. I mean, even though I won it, Bumpy's Breakers when I went out into the void through the dam. Excuse me?
Oh yeah, that was pretty wild in the bowl there. Yeah.
I didn't know you could go through the spillway.
You went too far to the right. Is that what happened?
Yeah,
Yep.
I ended up inside the bowl and went through the. I can only assume that's like a dam or a reservoir spillway.
It's fun when you die that way.
So stupid.
Bumpy's is a really fun track. I was considering running it back with skips at the end. I was also considering running back Grabvine Gateway just with Bullseye.
Ooh.
Right.
That would have been a little scary.
Yeah, I mean, you did. I mean, I have to mention that you didn't use any force points in the end, and it's not as if that cost you necessarily because you still won on almost all of your picks. But yeah. What was your rationale for not going for any forces?
I like Ben.
That's fair. That's a fair, valid point.
I mean, that's kind of how I feel about it. Like, I could practice with Bulls, I could practice with Aldar or whatever. Like, I don't know. I just really like using Ben. I'm very used to him on all the tracks.
And you weren't liking any skips picks today either.
No, I was planning on trying Executioner skips, but I did know that DU had been practicing that, and I didn't know how good he was at it. So it was kind of.
I banned it every time.
Yeah, you kept banning it anyway, so I couldn't really do it.
Right. Yeah, it makes sense.
The other skip I was considering doing was Abyss, but then I decided before the match that I just wasn't going to try that because it's just too. It's too 50-50.
Yeah.
Although I guess with me picking MGS at the end, if I wanted a match that wasn't 50-50, like,
yeah, you
picked a bad one for that.
Right.
Bit of a bad shot there.
You very easily could have gone your way, obviously, but yeah, that was definitely brutal.
I'm surprised my off-meta safety pick of Bullseye on Gauntlet skips actually worked out well for me. I'm actually surprised by that.
Yeah,
you went Bullseye there?
Yeah, I went Bullseye.
Good.
Cool.
Yeah,
Shoutouts to Botto dailies.
It was interesting because there's obviously a bit of a speed advantage for Mars, but you didn't die in the tube nearly as many times.
It didn't matter because I died in the tube every single lap.
Right, and yeah, Bullseye, he does have that. It's a little more maneuverable, easier to avoid the asteroid. So it was a great pick as it turned out, which I was not expecting.
Yeah,
it was probably the best pick that I got out of the whole shebang there.
Yeah,
and if I'd had more music, I probably would have gone for one of the long ones as well. Like I said, Grabvine. I said Bumpy's, Run Back, stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. Gosh, I guess you're just gonna have to extend that playlist to account for the possibility of a ninth match.
Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of threw up an album and went for it. So.
Yeah, I mean, it was you definitely delivered in terms of the entertainment though, which is all we can,
Yeah, that's good. Let's not talk about Bumpy's Breakers Elon Mac though. We don't have to. Or Sunken City, excuse me.
Sunken Elon.
in any case, that Sunken City pick, DE was looking really strong there with Elon. So I'm not sure even if it had worked out for you, you would have been able to beat him there.
Yeah, I don't even know what TFPS you're supposed to use with Elon Mac anywhere. So I just kind of went for it, and it was not the right one.
Yeah,
So is
That
that
was
gonna
really
wrap us
fun
up?
though. Thank you for the match. That was awesome.
Thank you. That was, I mean, after I stopped being tilted, that was insanely fun.
I'm just gonna congratulate you, DU, on frustrating almost everybody's challenge predictions. Like I think Paige got this right, but everybody else.
Nacho got it
Said
right
no.
as well. Nacho has me
Who did?
going 0-2.
Oh.
Oh no.
I am so sorry that Nacho has that little faith in you, Ronnie.
Yeah, well, that's pretty accurate.
Oh my gosh. I have faith in you, even though I didn't make a challenge bracket prediction. I think you'll go far. I'd love to see you in winners finals as a rematch.
Yeah, definitely the brackets are looking really interesting. A lot of new scenarios now that I don't think any of us thought of. It's going to be really exciting.
Happy to be the first of many upsets.
Great match, everybody. Thanks for putting that on. It was well raced by both parties. Congratulations to you on moving on.
Thank you. GG's to Ronnie.
Yeah, good game. It was really fun.
And it looks like our next match is going to be Saturday. We're going to have Nacho versus Droopy. That'll be, it looks like, at noon Eastern.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, so stay tuned for that one. And thanks you guys again. Thanks, Bombas, for commentating with me. That was so much fun. And thanks for Speed Gaming. Thanks to Speed Gaming for hosting. You guys can join the Discord for Star Wars Episode 1 Racer if you want to stay up to date on the tournament updates and everything. And thanks everybody for watching. And we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Keep your goggles on and your engines tuned.
And may the force be with you.
GG's. See ya.